And nigga, be real to yourself before you real with anybody else. You too, what's the big old deal, man? It's y'all favorite hood partner, Big Meeting Boy. We back cracking with another reaction, man. So let's get into it, man. So, radio, man. It looked like Big U can't escape the rumors, man. They still throwing them in that pot, man. Let me just say this before we get into this reaction, bro. Like sometimes you gotta realize that, as a man, this internet is undefeated. You know what I'm saying? Everybody gonna have their speculations. Everybody gonna have their point of view. Everybody is gonna, pick up what you write down. And everybody is not gonna be smelling what you selling every time you make a statement on the internet, and that's cool. I'm not here to, accuse. I'm here to commentate. But I definitely want to say this, man, because I really understand now as I get older, man. Them 40s, man. When you thumbing on them 40s, man, you look at life totally different from who you was when you was 20 years old. The expectations you would have at 20 can't be the same expectations you have at 40. But I was just saying something on my live earlier, man. A 40-year-old man will be offended on the choices and how he lived his life when he was 20. Because when we look at life in 2025, homie, it's something you got to double back and look at like, dang, nigga, what I got now? You see what I'm saying? Them words ain't strong enough to pay them bills. You see what I'm saying? Socking somebody down, walking them down on his blacktop is not going to pay that car note. You know what I'm saying? It's not going to pay that rent, that mortgage. You know what I'm saying? So we got to start to come to realization and understand that it's going to be people in this world that's only going to see certain things one way. And if you're 40 years old and you still see life how you seen it at 20, you didn't wasted 20 years of your life. You smelling what I'm selling? So with that being said, for all the real ones that's in the back in the congregation, man, understand this though, man. Don't be the one who wasted 20 years of their life, homie. And that's just some real game. So with that being said, man, we got Willie D, man, putting Big U on that chopping block with them off and on questions, and Big U got to defend his name once again, man. Nipsey fans are still accusing Big U, man. So let's get into this content, man. Let's get it. And 5, 4, trade, deuce, 1. Let's go.
Because I'm like, Big U get arrested. How can I be arrested? I'm sitting right here. You know what I mean? So that traveled into that, and then I watched it. And I watched people take that fake one and create another better one.
Willie D Live.
And where were you when he died?
We was all going to a concert. Nippy brought me back, so I had signed OSBS. We was probably about 100 deep. And it was the first day of Gunna's concert. In my group, OSBS, who I signed, was performing for Gunna. We 100 deep, and we in like 3, 4, what's them vans called?
The sprinters.
Sprinters. We're in like 3, 4 sprinters. We caravan and picked the homies up, all us together. We on our way to, because Gunna was performing his first day of his tour was the day Nip got killed, and it was in Long Beach. And we was all on our way out there when we got the call. We text messages, boo, said it was a shooting on Slauson at Nipsey shop. Then about 15, 20 minutes later, everybody's phone going crazy. Almost all the homies is together. When we get the call, we shoot off from there. We actually was on 6th Ave with 100 cars. We got.
All right, so in the comment section, man, this is and it's gonna be a part 2 to this content, because right there is where a lot of people start saying, hold up, you know what I'm saying? They own Big U, man. Why they own Big U is because of this. Y'all heard what he just said. Y'all heard Big U said they was either on the way to Long Beach. He never specifically gave a description accurately where he was at, but some real ones jumped in the DM, and I'm talking about some real certified people, you know what I'm saying, had jumped in the DM and said, Nina, for Nip, man, can we talk about it? Big U said on another video that he wasn't in town. You see what I'm saying? And then this just popped up. Like, y'all know how I get down, man. I don't hold hands and kick cans. So if it's something that's gonna pop up with this content, we gonna run that. This ain't nothing personal. This ain't nothing to bash. This ain't nothing to accuse. Because I'm like this, man. And before we get into this, let me say this something, homie. I'm not here to destroy Big U's name. I'm not here to bash Big U name. And to be honest with you, shit, nigga, we don't have to destroy anybody's name. Black people destroy each other's name anyway. You know what I'm saying? Why? Ever since we was brought up, we was always taught not to trust our own. It's such a cliche sometimes when I'm looking like, damn, nigga, when you look double back and look at this, and anytime you trusted somebody and you got backdoored, it was always, see, that's what you get for trusting that. You know what I'm saying? That's what you get with that. You know what I'm saying? So it's always been like that. You know what I'm saying? And we can't touch that, man. But this new age of content, everybody want to always go back and say what it used to be. This ain't that no more. It don't matter what it was. This is the new age, the new life. Hey, your license expired, your tags expired, your rent lease expired. You got to update every time. So with this game, man, you got to realize everybody is being held accountable. You know what I'm saying? It's no longer, you can't question or you can't challenge or you can't talk about something because of certain statutes and merits of people that held shit in the streets. Nipsey Hussle was loved by so many people. You know what I'm saying? And as far as the Nipsey Hussle sector, when it comes through my channel, man, we go thumb on it. But I want y'all to hear Big U out too, because at the end of the day, Big U is saying, don't blame me, bro. Don't blame me, my nigga. If y'all don't got the concrete evidence, don't do it. But, it's always going to be a rebuttal when it comes to anything he says. So right now, he's placing himself on the way to Long Beach, but he's still in the 60s when it happened. And y'all tell me in the comments, am I picking it up right? Let's go.
And we was all on our way out there when we got the call. We text messages, boo, said it was a shooting on Slauson at Nipsey shop. Then about 15, 20 minutes later, everybody phone going crazy. Almost all the homies is together. When we get the call, we shoot off from there. We actually was on 6th Ave with 100 cars. We got all the streets blocked. We waiting on UK to come out the house. Everybody phone blowing up. Nip got hit. We flying up there. We fly up there and we see the scene.
And where were you? Where were you the first time somebody accused you of being involved in Nip's murder?
You know what's funny? Let me tell you, I never really been accused until after the ignorance. I was on the phone with Suge. Me, Suge Knight, and one of the homegirls that worked at TMZ. Suge on the phone. Suge said, "You ready?" And I'm like, "Ready for what?" He said, "You finna get accused, right?" And I said, "No, what the fuck you talking about, man? Go on with that bullshit." He said, "They're gonna accuse you the same way they accuse me, Puffy, and everybody else who ever dealt with somebody." I just did not even see it coming. And I never even seen it coming because I'm like, that's like the...
All right, so right there too. So I'm just going back and pointing out what people pointed out to me. So one, we going off of, Big U just said he was in the 6-0s on the way to Long Beach because they had a show for his artist that gonna let his artist open up for, right? So when y'all find that other content, when Big U said that he wasn't even in town, then y'all gonna add that up. But this still don't mean he has something to do with this. We just going back off of what everybody is saying, right? So we got that part, right? This part right here, Let me double back so I can make sure I'm accurate. I don't like to.
I even see it coming. And I never even see. He said they're gonna accuse you the same way they accuse me, Puffy, and everybody else.
All right, so this was, you know, I don't, you know, he said he was. I don't know the time frame, but I don't know if that was around that time. But he's saying that, you know, Puffy was brought in that ring by Suge Knight. Suge Knight said that they was gonna accuse him like they did him for Tupac, Puffy, and everybody else. Now that got a hold merit, because at the end of the day, when it comes to the Rolling 60s, homie, y'all already know Big U will be accused for any outlandish activity that take place over there. You know, we're not gonna sugarcoat nothing. Now that's the price you pay, you know, when you become the top dog, you know, and you got to realize being at the top spot in a position that Big U is in, it's a dangerous position. Because why? Everybody's gonna be out to get you. To be the man, you got to kill the boss. And it's more than one way to skin a cat. You see what I'm saying? You don't have to physically kill a man to kill a man. You can kill a man's reputation, you know, put a stain on his name. You can kill a man mentally. You know what I'm saying? That's why I tell everybody, man, hey, use your mind, because if you don't use your mind, somebody go think for you. You know, it's a numbers game with this gang banging. You see what I'm saying? With this gang banging, the streets, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, you got your coalition out there, right? But it's a numbers game, and it's not predicated off of who can knock out who. Because the hardest gangster, 9 out of 10, is not the smartest one. You know what I'm saying? He'll go for anything. You can psych out their mind. You smell what I'm saying? All you got to do is learn how to push a person's button. Study a person. Silence is golden. All you got to do is just watch them. You know what I'm saying? Like, most people don't. See, that's why I tell people all the time, man, when it comes to men, we hold so much unthinkable amount of weight on our shoulders. We bleed in silence. Men bleed in silence. You see what I'm saying? Because, you know, growing up, you was taught not to have no, you know, to show no fear, you know, show no weakness. You see what I'm saying? So most men will bleed in silence. And most time, you know, most people are not mentally strong. You see what I'm saying? Most people will crash out for this invisible trophy that they think is real. You know what I'm saying? That's why I tell people all the time, nigga, it's no real trophies. I watch niggas go get trophy this, trophy that behind their name. Like, it's a illusion. Men are so delusional. We think because we did something 20 years ago that trophy hold merit. You see what I'm saying? Oh, nigga, I was in Folsom, nigga, 2003, nigga, I just did 10 years, nigga, and nigga, I'm a trophy. I'm a real one over there. All that don't mean nothing, bro. Because at the end of the day, that shit ain't paying no rent in 2025. You see what I'm saying? We watching gangbangers get on the internet and talk about they gang activity, and knowing you're recording yourself. This is data. And it's why niggas is out here telling all their stories. There's people that's going to college for psychology and studying, you know, the mind of criminals and all of this, and we not even knowing, they go to the bottom transcript, print that out, get caught up in the case. Yeah, 2014, you was talking about how you was beating people up in the county jail, and you know you took some missions, and I missed to kill this and kill that. What did you mean by that? Oh, I was just rapping. No, you ain't no rapper. You was just talking. No, they gonna hold you to them words, man. And it's important that, you know, when you stepping on this blacktop, man, you know, sometimes, nigga, it's okay to, nigga, walk outside with no shoes on, nigga. It's okay to come outside with your chest out, because when niggas play with your gangster in the streets, it don't mean that you got to be a gangbanger to respond. You see what I'm saying? If y'all pay attention to Big U did a video saying that he was never from Rolling 60s. He never got a put on. You see what I'm saying? He just took it. You see what I'm saying? And that's the art of war. You know what I'm saying? The art of war is, you know, sometimes you got to, man, look, man, sometimes you got to play a sucker to catch a sucker. You got to play a sucker to catch a sucker. And 9 out of 10, most people don't even realize that they're being played until they get played. You know what I'm saying? That's why I say you versus you when it comes to this game, because you turned on yourself. You see what I'm saying? Trusting somebody else. The moment you trust somebody else is you turning on yourself. Because why? You know that you would never turn on you. So why would you trust anything else when you know it's you against you? When you walk outside, it's a dog fight, homie. It's a dog fight. So I see, you know, with this internet, it's like, yeah, nigga, niggas chasing chicken on this internet, right? You got to chase that chicken, man, and that's just what come with this game. You know, Big U will forever be in scrutiny in regards to Nip name because of stuff that took place privately in a hood hit the internet. You see what I'm saying? But you also got to realize that you can't stop somebody, knock somebody who take care of them football leagues. Right now, even though Big U go through the scrutiny, I got to always keep it real. If you take Big U off the scoreboard, where all of those kids who are playing in those football leagues and them basketball leagues that he orchestrate for the community, we not even thinking about them. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, everybody, oh, Big U, big. All right, I don't care about that. I look at the numbers. Take Big U off the board. Where all those kids, that if you take him away from them football kids and them little leagues and shit, yeah, I know what y'all thought, but nah, I'm not gonna hate on Big U. I'm not gonna play with it. I think at the end of the day, this is the price of admission when you have become the top dog. So that's why we commentating about it. But I also want to make sure y'all realize if y'all take that man off the scoreboard, he probably, I can't tell you how many leagues of football that he coached and basketball that he sent them kids. We're talking about 50 to 100 kids. You take that away from the little boys, they gonna be the next killers coming up, and they probably gonna kill your cousin. They probably gonna knock down your auntie because they don't know how to shoot. These little niggas is not these. You talking about? Think about it. Some of the most greatest sports athletes that could have went further in life end up turning a gang and end up catching time. You know what I'm saying? I know some real niggas that played in the NFL currently. I mean, not currently, but you know, stayed trying to 1 foot in, 1 foot out. You know what I'm saying? And got caught up in the street life and went to prison. You know what I'm saying? I know somebody played basketball. I know people that had music deals that got caught up and went to prison, homie. So, like I said, y'all be the judge and the jury, man. I'm just gonna commentate on it, but I definitely see Big U still struggling with this, you know, allegations of him unaliving Nip. Now, y'all gonna have your own opinion. I'm just gonna look at what's going on. But it is some shit. Cause I do remember Big U saying that he wasn't even in town when Nipsey died. But this Willie D interview, you just told everybody that you was on 6 Ave. And it doesn't mean that he's guilty of anything with Nipsey. But it's sometimes when, you know, it's been years. It's been, what, 4 or 5 years since Nip been gone? Sometimes, you know, the mind can place you at a wrong place. And he's not, you know, he's not on trial. He's not in court. But I want y'all to look at what's going on.
I dealt with somebody. I just did not even see it coming. And I never even seen it coming because I'm like, that's like the farthest thing from my mind. You know what I mean? Because you got a manhunt. They got a manhunt for the man, for the dude. Then I seen this little fake thing that went out. And it was just going around a bunch of different text messages. You know, police arrest Big U. Big U get arrested. And it was like, and I'm like, it's kind of like my first experience with the internet. Because I'm like, Big U get arrested? How can I be arrested? I'm sitting right here. You know what I mean? So that traveled into that, and then I watched it. And I watched people take that fake one and create another better one. The whole time, I'm here. And then what's even crazier is, after so long, I was mad because I want them to hurry up and adjudicate this case so the evidence could come out. It took 3 years to adjudicate this case. You know what I mean? And that gets led on to somebody have this, somebody had this theory, somebody got this, adding on, pouring on, which was so crazy. And then let's go back to, they used the altercation or beef between me and Nip. There was one day. Misunderstanding that everybody had. Brothers and sisters, fathers, misunderstanding. Talking about I was in a shootout with his brother. Well, a shootout means two
Black
people.
Sam?
Black Sam. Yeah. A shootout, 2 people got to have a gun, right? I ain't had no gun.
Have you spoken with Black Sam?
I spoke with him right after that. and we was all good, and years went by, and everything was good. We ain't had no issues, nothing whatsoever. And then leading up to his brother's demise, you know, even before that, it's a lot of things that happened in our neighborhood, like with Fats getting killed, some of these other dudes getting killed. And it's kind of like then all the trauma they have and just maintain the store around a bunch of grimy people, which had nothing to do with me. Because basically, I'm not in music. I'm not in entertainment, only on the film side. I'm writing movies, I'm producing movies, I'm managing Veen, I'm managing Tiny Lister. I managed Tiny Lister and Veen up until Tiny Lister died. I'm getting way more money.
So you're saying you didn't have a motive? I mean, that's not a motive, because everybody was if you listen to the rumor mill, the motive is you were mad because you was X'd out of the deal. You know, you couldn't get no more money with Nip, so
wasn't no money to get.
You wanted them dead.
All right, so we're gonna stop there. All right, so another part is, you know, and I'm going off of what people hit me with, like, you know, a lot of this, you know, everybody gonna have their opinion, their speculation, motive, right? Why do people have motives to retaliate on somebody that they don't even know anyway, right? Because this was a lot of key points. This was something that, you know, a lot of people like Nina, you don't have to have motive to knock somebody down, you know what I'm saying, because of their accomplishments. Because you know, when it comes to gang culture, you know, them dudes on the other side of the train track, we don't even know them. There's no motive to do that, because at the end of the day, most of these wars are 40-some years ago. Y'all got to understand something. You know, we pointing out things that people can have their perspective of, but, and listen, it didn't even matter, bro. Big U was going to get blamed for this. He knew it. Shit, he said Suge knew it. He was going to get blamed for this regardless. But I want y'all to understand something. I think a lot of people don't believe his relationship with Nipsey, because Nipsey you said certain things, you know, on his live, and we gonna get to that footage too later on in the live. But you know, I think a lot of people kind of look at Big U kind of crazy, because they like, bro, you acting like y'all was just peaches and cream, and you know, and it was just all good, and you know, it's footage saying that it wasn't. Now, that still don't mean that he's guilty, but it would, I mean, from Big U's knowledge, it was always, and he said it in a way where it's not none of y'all business what him and his little homeboy went through. But this is the internet era. So people go like, nah, not today, sir. Big U, you got nigga, what happened, nigga? You know what I'm saying? And people want to hear that because we're living in the age of the internet. It's no longer, it ain't none of your business. Niggas will grill you down. Niggas will walk you down. I don't care who you are, what gang you from, and he's going through that. But I also got to look at it like this. You know, I don't got a dog in that fight. My opinion don't even really matter. But you know, when it comes to this Nipsey Hussle sector, homie, we go put it online. I don't care what it is, what it's about when it comes to this Nip shit, right? But Nipsey Hussle, right? He's not the only person that's always think about. I don't care what hood you from. If you an artist and you booming in your hood, let me tell you something. And it's always a top nigga from some hood. I guarantee you, start blowing up with your music. And you know, you got that top dog nigga still around, not in jail, he in the streets. Oh yeah, nigga gonna want his hands on what you got though, nigga. You see what I'm saying? Because 9 out of 10, he the one that call the shots. In every hood, it's a G nigga that's a top nigga. And if you got some motion in your hood and you ain't, you know, ain't hollering at him, a nigga will feel some type of way. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, nigga, I got the hood, nigga. You ain't fucking with me. Knowing nigga at a push of a button, nigga, you do one thing, nigga. Oh yeah, nigga, walk that nigga down. Yeah, sock that nigga lights. Oh, he did what? Nah, get on that nigga. Oh, he did what? He said what? Get on that nigga. When you got that type of power, you know, you could go look at, name any rapper that gangbang. I promise you, it's a G nigga that they tapped in with. I'm not saying nigga like you scared of him or something, but you paying that homage to that nigga. You paying that respect, because shit, nigga, hey, if you don't feed a dog, it's gonna turn on you. And that's just simple math. You know what I'm saying? And it's not nothing wrong with that. It's just, nigga, you know, when it comes to this game, nigga, you gotta fuck with something. You see what I'm saying? Because if you ain't fucking with nothing, nigga, hey man, hey, dead man walking. You see what I'm saying? Everybody needs somebody. And you don't know when you gonna need somebody. until you need somebody. And that's just what it is, man. My mods, you see the swiper, no swiping. We got little kids in here, man. You know, we got to get the children out of here, man. You know, like I said, nigga, when you get to 40, man, you see a nigga this the neighborhood and all that shit. That's some okay, cool, man. That's a little young nigga, man. We don't, you know. So I gave you a little airtime, man, you know. But you know, my mods, where my mods at? You don't let no little boosie ass little kid get in here and talk they want to, man, without blocking they little weenie ass. Let's get it. And action.
Factually, wasn't nobody making no money but me. I had the development officer contract, which they put that on there, and they tell you how much money that was. I had managing Veen. I'm managing tight lister. I'm doing shows, a multitude of other people that I'm doing business with. I'm doing 2-3 concerts a year with development option and my others.
Man, I don't think that's smart for Big. See, my thing is this. See, Big, you just said that, nigga, he did all them shows. That's crazy because now, you know, the less is best. Less is best when it comes to this type of stuff because Big you know, I'm always gonna say, man, I'm gonna think about them young little dudes that he didn't put through them football programs. They're in high school, they excelling. They didn't become a victim of this gang shit. You see what I'm saying? You gotta realize a lot of young men are victims to this gang banging. Victims. When I say victims, I'm talking about nigga mama, nigga had a good job, nigga daddy was still in his life, but they worked so much. When they came outside, all the thing they seen was their little friends they go to school with, and they got gangbang parents. They gangbang parents let them do anything they want. So while he's sitting in the house being the good kid that he is, he's influenced with seeing all his little friends standing outside next to the gang members. All the little fast girls is outside. You sitting in the house, your mama don't get home at 8, 9:30. Nigga, you finna go, first you go sit on your porch. Then, nigga, you go open up that gate, go outside. Then you get caught. Now you start having them niggas hang with you. Now, shit, nigga, mama don't get here at 9:30. Nigga, everybody hanging over there at your spot. You a kid. Nigga, your parents is gone. Now you likable. Oh, nigga, you gotta get put on. Now you put on. Now you one of them. Now you embraced. You know what I'm saying? Your struggles is not the same. And the cold thing about that, it be the niggas who don't even come from the struggle that be crashing out faster than the niggas who come from the struggle because they always got something to prove. Because it's always gonna be a nigga in your neighborhood that see your mama in that Benz and your daddy in a truck washing his car on the block every day. And you know, everybody that fuck with you, that I fuck that nigga, he solid, but it's gonna be that 1 or 2 niggas that's gonna be like, yeah, this nigga coming outside acting like, nigga, it's real. Nigga, I gotta go to the fucking laundromat to wash my clothes. That nigga got a washer and a dryer in his refrigerator. I mean, in a state-of-the-art refrigerator. You know what I'm saying? So it's always gonna be that person that's cherry picking. So getting forward to this live, man. Let's get it, man. We got the next segment. This is Nipsey Hussle's hidden footage. They saying allegedly he's talking about Big U, but you know, I don't hold no merit. I'm just putting out the obvious, man. So, all right, let's get it. This is him talking about Big U.
Spiteful toward young niggas like damn, girl, like you ain't get my age. But niggas be threatened by a nigga potential nigga opportunity. And I be so scared for these niggas trick to work on me. Me just I'm sick, so that's my main motivation. I don't even want y'all trick to work. I don't want to be one of them old people that's miserable and hate what they did with their life and like, you know what I'm saying? Like mad at the world, jealous of young niggas and shit. It's a lot of old niggas mad at me.
All right, so y'all pay attention what Nipsey's saying, man. It sounds like he hurt. It sounds like he tired of whatever he going through. And no, I'm not gonna say this is Big U, but you could tell he talking about somebody in his neighborhood. But you could tell that, you know, he going through something. He kind of depressed about it. Let's go.
I don't want to be one of them old people that's miserable and hate what they did with their life and like, you know what I'm saying? Like mad at the world, jealous of young niggas and shit. It's a lot of old niggas mad at niggas because they fucked their shit on. You grew up around these niggas wondering why they was so spiteful toward young niggas like damn, girl, like you ain't get my age. But niggas be threatened by a nigga potential, nigga opportunity. And I be so scared for these niggas trick to work on me.
All right, so right there, I said the same thing. You see why you got to be careful who you talk around? Because Nipsey looked like he was in the back seat, and whoever that was in the front seat was recording Nipsey the whole time. You see what I'm saying? Stop, man. That's why I said, look, catch this game, Joe, right? You don't got to worry about nobody destroying black people. Black people destroy black people. You know what I'm saying? And I'm going to tell you now, I don't care how tough you is, how gangster you is, bro. When you saying shit, if you bending off your chest about how you been treated and all that shit, and somebody records you and they try to go, you know, turn you against certain people in your hood and shit, that's a snake. You see what I'm saying? Nipsey would never said that to somebody if he knew that would have been recorded. You know, he was probably tired. And if he, and think about it, Nipsey would have never said no shit like that. In fact, you know, Nipsey ain't go. I don't think no nigga go be talking shit about certain niggas in their hood that got the hood. You know the niggas who got the hood, who make the calls for the hood. You know what I'm saying? Who you know what I'm saying? That line that go from the streets to the penitentiary, nigga, got that chain line where niggas is, you know, pulling pieces off the board, getting shit done on some politics shit. Everybody don't have that position. Everybody can't go to those meetings. Everybody can't speak at those meetings. It's a pecking order. You know, and yeah, niggas got some reps, some reputables out here, and there's some niggas that got status. Being a reputable and status is not the same. It's a pecking order to this shit. Just cause nigga, you got a name out here. Oh yeah, he a shooter. Oh yeah, he ain't no buster. He with it. Okay, cool. All right, you got a name. You see what I'm saying? You got a name. You got reputables. You got niggas who got status. You got, man, listen, you got. In today's society, I call these niggas, you know, these niggas not gang banging. These niggas are street operators. These niggas only operate in the streets. They not gang banging. You see what I'm saying? So it's a big difference, man. But going down memory lane and looking at Nipsey Hussle's life, man, only person, I mean, it's, believe it or not, somebody knew Nipsey was gonna die. We don't, you know, that's the part I think a lot of people want to know, like, who knew it was finna go down and why wasn't Nipsey aware of it? Let's get it.
Stuff later on. It was kind of like making conflicts. It was kind of, you know, we was trying to do this. So you know how they go. People had stuff going and they didn't tell us about it. We don't find out until we sign you.
Willie D Live.
Yeah, man. That was I came home 2004 was doing. So that was who else was there? We got Bobby Valentino on them songs. We got Bobby Valentino, we got Corrupt, we got Daz. Snoop even gave me a song back then. And all of this was prior to me, you know, ever running into Nip. You know what I mean?
So to fast forward, you and Nip, y'all started working together.
Yeah.
And the trick part about it is y'all was working on those mixtapes, right?
No. What happened was me and Suge decided it was time for me to do my own thing. Suge gave me a studio and gave me an engineer in Hollywood. So now I'm off to go find me a rapper. This is about 2006, 2005. Now I'm going to the hood and I'm talking to my nephew, Draws, and he like, get Nip. So now I'm looking for Nip. But I went to Cobby, I went to all of the homies. Everybody's telling me, we listen to all the different music. We see Nip. Nip got this book, his record label he want to start, Slauson Boy Records. So I'm like, he only got the name registered. He don't have the business and all that shit file. He don't have it. I'm not gonna help you with that. But then I see him. He's so charismatic and so strong and good looking. In my mind, I feel like he the one. And then he was dedicated. Like he knew what he was gonna do. he knew he would reach where he reached, Grammy status. He knew that. And I could see it, and I was driven. So I'm like, I got the tools. And then we was falling, and we started moving. And his brother was home at that time. And I started running the little doors because it was a lot of backlash from my relationship with Suge in the industry. Not pretty much people didn't know who I was. It was kind of like, who I am, who I was, and then is Suge gonna come through the door next? You know what I mean? So we was dealing with that. Then I went and I talked to Breon Prescott first. Me and Breon talked. Breon like, I'm gonna help you, but Breon was doing so much other stuff. He started having a lot of success with other people. So then I went to Steve Lobel. And I said, Steve, help me with this project. Steve seen it, fell in love with it, let's go. We ended up we went to Atlantic Record. I don't like to say all the names that turned them down, but a lot of people turned us down. We ended up going to John Shapiro at Cinematic Records. Nip had a mixtape we didn't know nothing about that he had did some other stuff. So we started finding a lot of stuff later on. It was kind of like making conflicts. It was kind of, we was trying to do this. So you know how they go. People had stuff going and they didn't tell us about it. We don't find out until we sign you. So we got to go backwards on a lot of that stuff. Boom. We ended up dealing with a lot of that. It cost a lot of money, some money. But we signed with John Shapiro. John Shapiro then elevated up into, we had Epic, Sony Epic. Was it Sony Epic? I think it's Sony Epic, right? We was at Epic, and Epic is owned by,
I'm not sure, man.
Well, anyway, who owned it? But so we end up there. We signed there, he ended up sending us back to Koch. Because Koch was doing the street promotion for Epic. So basically our situation was if we go from there and we climb up, we started doing that. His brother had got locked up before that.
We're going to get up out of there. So we got one more segment to this reaction. Like I said, man, I just commentate, man. I think this Nipsey Hussle sector is going to always be up for discussion, man, just based off the fact Eric Holder never said nothing. We know how this game go, man. There were no wind of Eric Holder having any animosity with Nip. I even heard Big U said Eric Holder was part of their team. And I don't recall that, but I'm not from 60. So, the ones that know, man, y'all drop something in the comments. Y'all let me know what's going on, man, because I definitely heard him say that. But yeah, man, we going back in time, man. This rabbit hole, man, it's a long rabbit hole. So let's put RIP for Nipsey one more time, man. Even though you gone, bro, you ain't never forgotten, man. Let's go. Where is it at? All right.
As I'm looking on episode 6, as you guys said you didn't see it. Episode 6, it went into the Nipsey Hussle rumors, right? And I had never heard that. I had never heard the Nipsey Hussle conspiracy that Big U had that something to do with it, right? But let me get to a little deeper question. The rumor has it is that Nip came up to this guy and said, I can't hang with you or we can't be around because he was a rat, right?
Right.
Let me ask you a question. It's kind of harsh. Was Nipsey supposed to say that? If you're not in the streets no more, is your opinion on the streets that valid? I'm asking.
Yeah, I mean, you got to understand it was two things. Let me ask you this, because what bothers me the most when people say he got killed by one of his own homeboys. Right. Well, at some point, he wasn't his homeboy.
Right.
Because he's like, nigga, you ain't supposed to be here.
Right.
If you fire somebody from Drink Champs, and the nigga pull back up to Drink Champs while y'all filming, you're going to be like, nigga, wasn't that a disgruntled employee?
Right.
That means he wasn't the homeboy.
Right.
Like, so they need to dead that part.
Right.
Like, he wasn't the homie.
Right.
And then secondly, Nip shouldn't address that because Nip knew who he was.
Right.
Like, the nigga was they guy. Like, he worked for Nip, grew up with Nip, and he really was he was the man. He was they guy.
That right there. So that's where I want y'all to comment about Big U said that was his guy. He was part of their team. He was one of they. I guess he's in reference of, that was one of his shooters. You know what I'm saying? Nipsey shooters. That's on y'all, man. I went to high school with Nip. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't over there banging in his hood with Nip, so I can't tell you what was what. You know what I'm saying? But the ones that really know what's going on, y'all know. So y'all that's just coming in.
Nip shouldn't address that because Nip knew who he was.
Right.
Like the nigga was they guy. Like he worked for Nip, grew up with Nip, and he really was he was the man. He was their guy.
Right.
He really was a shooter in the streets. And secondly, it ain't no paperwork on the man.
Wow.
All right, so we gonna get out of there. So that part right there. Now don't shoot the messenger. Listen, I have an obligation to my audience, man. These are certain things that was pointed out. Like, did Eric Holder work for Nipsey? You know what I'm saying? So we go get some straightening. I got one more little piece of segment for y'all, man, and we gonna do it like that, man. All right. It's this one right here. Nah, that ain't it. And let's go. 5, 4. Rest in peace, Nip, man. Put it in the comment one time for that boy, man. That nigga did some groundbreaking work while he was on this earth, man. Let's go.
Nipsey just got killed. I'm like, 6-0. I didn't hear that. So I hang up with him. I called Nipsey and I'm like, Nipsey, what's up? He was like, oh, what's up with it?
Nipsey answered.
It was like, I could have probably stopped it. I thought, Big, you gave wrong information. 30 minutes later, the homies blowing me up like they just killed Nipsey.
Justice for Nip.
Your boy would have been there like,
You did.
What really happened to Nipsey Hussle? Did someone close to him plan his death? These are the questions many people are asking after what appears to be shocking footage of the plot to off him recently surfaced online.
That's another one of the big struggles you're going to deal with as an artist. You got a lot of people that feel entitled to your success.
The video seems to show Big U, a well-known figure in the Los Angeles rap scene, talking about a plot to harm Nipsey Hussle. Could this footage be proof that Big U was behind Nipsey's tragic death?
Justice for Nip.
Nipsey Hussle, a beloved rapper and community leader, was offed in 2019, leaving fans heartbroken and searching for answers. For years, people have speculated about who might have been involved in his death.
Why? That's all we want to know is why. What would possess a person to take a person out of our community that was so powerful? So many people depended on that.
But now, this new footage has reignited those suspicions. Some sources are claiming that Big U, who was once close to Nipsey, had a role in planning the attack. Is it possible that someone Nipsey trusted could have betrayed him?
Not to get into too much detail, but there was a lot of big politics getting into with certain people.
I mean, he was more than just a rapper. He was a beacon of hope for a lot of people. So why would someone want to harm him?
Your boy would have been there like,
You did.
The footage has left many people in.
Where does the time go? Where does the time go?
Until this week, my dad did not know.
Disbelief. Was Big U, a person once seen as a mentor to Nipsey, really behind this? How did this video come to light, and why now? People are asking if this footage is real or if it's been edited to make Big U look guilty.
Wait, what you waiting on, though? You don't know what you waiting on, though, nigga. What you waiting on? You got to tell us what you waiting on.
Could someone be trying to tarnish his name? These are questions many are asking as they try to make sense of this.
Oh yeah, here go something new I just found out. I never knew. I think I just seen some footage. Big U said that that corrupt Young Gotti was the president of Death Row. So that might be one of the next videos we go look into. Y'all see Corrupt in the back right there next to Big U. I did hear that he was managing Corrupt years and years before Nip, but that's something new for all the ones that's in the Nipsey Hussle sector, man. That do their research and all that. That's something. That's an open little situation. There's some footage where Big U said that Corrupt was the actual president of Death Row. I guess Suge Knight gave it to Corrupt. I don't know how true it is, but it's some footage, there's some content. Y'all can look into that. There you go. Let's get it.
Situation. So what's the real story behind this footage? Is it the smoking gun that will finally reveal who killed Nipsey Hussle? Or is it just another piece of the puzzle in a case that has left many unanswered questions? Let's delve deeper. Let's start by looking at who Big U is, and what is the story behind this feud that has people asking so many questions.
My impression of Big U, that when you heard about him, you don't want to cross him, and he had a reputation for being a really tough person.
Now, in the world of hip-hop and gangs, few names bring fear like Suge Knight. He was a big, intimidating man who ran Death Row Records in the 1990s. Many people feared him because of his violent ways and his connections to gang life. Suge Knight's power in the music industry was unmatched, and he made sure that everyone knew it. But now, there is another man who was often compared to Suge Knight. His name is Eugene Big U Henley, and some people are calling him the Blue Suge Knight. The comparison between Suge Knight and Big U is not just about their physical appearance. Both men have a reputation for being tough and dangerous. Big U, whose real name is Eugene Henley, is a name that brings up strong feelings in many circles. But why? Born and raised in South Central Los Angeles, Big U became a central figure in the city's gang culture. He is closely associated with the Rolling 60s, one of the largest and most feared Crip gangs in Los Angeles. But what led him down this path? And how did he rise to such a powerful position?
If all the niggas who claim to be this and that, G's and all that, if they would have been what they supposed to be, I could have never became me.
Growing up in a tough neighborhood, Big U had to be tough just to survive. As a young man, he got involved in the gang life, and it didn't take long for him to make a name for himself. He was known for being ruthless, and many people were afraid of him. His reputation wasn't just built on talk. He was involved in serious crimes, including murder, which only added to his fearsome image. But how did this dangerous lifestyle shape the man he became?
Certain individuals that was from our neighborhood went to the county jail, module 4800. They were like some of the ultimate dudes. They all had Big Mac. And so you want to be as tough as the next guy.
Big U's life took many twists and turns. After spending time in jail, he started to see things differently. He wanted to change his life, but leaving the gang life behind wasn't easy. The streets had their own rules, and Big U knew them well. He had been a leader in the Rolling 60s, and even after he tried to move on, his name carries weight. But how did he go from being a feared gang leader to someone people are accusing of being involved in Nipsey Hussle's death?
I got out in 87. Under one lawyer, dude beat all my cases. I ended up coming home just on probation.
The relationship between Big U and Nipsey Hussle was complicated, to say the least. Nipsey was also from the Rolling 60s, and at one time, he and Big U worked closely together. They were both trying to bring positive change to their community, using their influence to help others. But something went wrong. As Nipsey's star began to rise in the music world, tensions between him and Big U started to grow. Why did their relationship sour? Was it jealousy, a difference in vision, or something deeper? Rumors began to spread that there was bad blood between Big U and Nipsey. Some say that Big U felt betrayed by Nipsey.
That's another one of the big struggles you're going to deal with as an artist. You know, you got a lot of people that feel entitled to your success.
But did this knowledge play a role in what happened between them? Could the very rules they lived by have led to their falling out? In a place where violence is a daily reality, it's not surprising that lives can be cut short in the blink of an eye. Nipsey's death shocked the world. But for those who knew the streets, it wasn't completely unexpected. He had made many enemies along the way. And in Los Angeles, that can be a death sentence. But was Big U really behind it?
Your boy would have been there like, yeah,
You did.
Big U has claimed that he helped launch Nipsey Hussle's career. According to him, Nipsey was an independent artist who sold his music and handled his business on his own before they met. Big U insists that he didn't benefit financially from Nipsey's success. He argues that Nipsey wasn't signed to him and that he had no business dealings with Nipsey. In an interview, Big U discussed the contracts he had with Nipsey. He explained that Nipsey was under a deal with Sony Cinematic Music Group, which was supposed to last 7 years and cover 5 albums. Big U mentioned that he received 15% from everything related to this deal. However, he later said that the contract was actually a 10-year production deal starting in 2009 and ending in 2019, with him getting 25% of Nipsey's publishing. This discrepancy raises questions about the accuracy of his statements. There are also inconsistencies in Big U's actions and statements. For instance, he didn't attend Nipsey's funeral but organized a united gang walk in Nipsey's honor. Some critics argue that the walk should have focused on uniting Nipsey's own neighborhood instead.
Signing to it was signed to a 10-year production contract, which started in 2009, which will end 2019.
Crazy.
Hello. But
another point of controversy involves Big U's merchandise. Black Sam, Nipsey's brother, pointed out that Big U started selling marathon clothing only after Nipsey's success. The designs of Big U's shirts were said to resemble popular brands like Adidas and Bape, but they seem to be knockoffs rather than original creations. Black Sam criticized these designs as attempts to capitalize on Nipsey's brand without genuine creativity or respect for Nipsey's legacy. Black Sam has shared some surprising details about the shooting of Nipsey Hussle. He said that if the shooter wasn't wearing a marathon shirt, it wouldn't be the real deal. Black Sam noticed that the shooter seemed nervous. At first, he came to the scene without a shirt, checking things out. Later, he returned wearing a red shirt, started shooting, and then quickly left. Black Sam believes this was planned ahead of time and that the shooter was supposed to act quickly but hesitated. He also thinks this attack was aimed at Big U because of their past conflicts.
So he came back with a red shirt on.
Big U and Nipsey Hussle were once close friends who had a falling out. This drama might have been part of why Nipsey was targeted. Some people think this was all part of a bigger conspiracy. Big U and Nipsey had a conversation that led to this violence. In a recent statement, Big U shared a text message conversation he had with Nipsey. They were talking about Khaled, and the message was dated March 28th. This was one of the last conversations Big U had with Nipsey before his death. Recently, I had a conversation about DJ Khaled and his connections to a lot of drama. I told DJ Khaled that I needed to speak with Kel, and he said he would get back to me after a meeting. Nipsey Hussle, who was talking about this in a video, mentioned that there were big issues and politics involved with DJ Khaled. He explained that there were problems because of who DJ Khaled was and who he was associated with.
But there was a lot of big politics getting into it with certain people. You know, Hussle had DJ Khaled in the hood. Not to be speaking too much on shit, but we came frontline like we always do.
During an interview with Black Sam, Nipsey's brother, he shared some behind-the-scenes trouble. He mentioned that there was a lot of political tension because DJ Khaled was brought into their neighborhood, and that upset some people. Black Sam suggested that some of these issues were caused by Big U, who wasn't happy about DJ Khaled being there. This interview seemed to be aimed at exposing Big U's involvement, which has been a topic of controversy. There was also talk about how Big U might have been behind some actions against DJ Khaled. People are starting to think that Big U might have sent someone to deal with DJ Khaled. Black Sam's interview hinted that Big U and Nipsey had problems before Nipsey's death, especially because Nipsey brought DJ Khaled into their area without Big U's approval.
Frontline like we always do, and you know, niggas gonna know we gonna crash out behind it. We not playing, ain't nobody saying nothing to Khaled, ain't nobody doing nothing to Khaled, and he's straight and Hussle. Frontline.
People were shocked when Wack 100 spoke out about this. He faced a lot of criticism for his comments. Wack mentioned that someone had come to his house and made some serious accusations. This person claimed Nipsey was a snitch and had even told the police that if anything happened to him, it was Nipsey's fault. This person also said that Nipsey's wife wasn't cooperating, so they planned to manage Nipsey's baby mama and sue for a big chunk of money. Wack refused to get involved with these plans, and that's when things started to go wrong. Big U, who was connected to Nipsey, tried to start trouble with Wack. They had a disagreement over some property that Wack owned. When that didn't work, Big U and Suge Knight tried to come up with another plan. They even tried to get someone close to Wack to do a job for them. But that didn't work out. Big U's attempts to create problems didn't stop there. He even tried to stir up conflict at a studio owned by Wack. This didn't go well for him, and Wack called him out. Big U and Suge Knight were trying to work together to undermine Wack, but their plans were exposed. This sheds light on the drama surrounding Nipsey Hussle's death and the people involved. Now let's talk about who Nipsey is. Before he was Nipsey, Ermias Askedom grew up the son of an immigrant in a family that couldn't even afford back-to-school clothes. He didn't see many options to support himself or his family. And around the age of 14, he joined the Rollin' 60s. In an interview with a source, he talked about how being in the gang changed his life. I adapted to the culture. Naturally, that's not who I am, he said. As kids, we come from nurturing, but there's a lack of that in the coldness you get from going outside. The world said we were wrong, but the set embraced you for who.
Why are you not investing in tax liens? No, seriously. Why are you not investing into one of the most
who you were? And that's the allure of gangbanging. Being in the set gave him a brotherhood, afforded him protection. He wore his pride in his colors and his Slauson Boy tattoos, which also made him a mark for police surveillance. In the early 2000s, the LAPD was still cracking down hard on gang violence. Growing up in Crenshaw, Hussle witnessed the struggles and hardships faced by many of its residents. Poverty, violence, and lack of opportunities were rampant in the neighborhood. Instead of succumbing to these challenges, stomping grounds, he was honest about experiences in his hood. "I wasn't always banging, but I speak about it openly," he rapped in 2013. "No shame in my game. I did my thing on the coldest streets."
Always banging, but I speak about it openly. No. All right, so we gonna leave it right there, man. So big shout out to the 400 people put up, man. Hey, if y'all ain't subscribed to the channel, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Hit the like button, man. Comment, subscribe, man. Yell at me so I can yell back at you, man. And I'm gonna see y'all on the next video, man. But don't forget, man, leave a comment, hit the like button. Nigga, it costs you $0, man. And we gonna do it like that, man. Until then, see y'all on the other side. Let's get it.